He split before I was born. He didn't really keep contact with me and my mom, except for one time. And I was asleep at the time. I was probably 2. You know, it was like he decided not to be a father. So, just me and my mom. And I saw him once for a week. And then, that was 2 months before he crashed on heroin. And in between then, there was no contact. And in between the death and the funeral, there was no contact. And, I guess I missed it, you know. And it always bugged me. So I decided they asked me to come, the people at St. Anne's. The very beautiful people at St. Anne's. They asked me to come. I said no at first, and then I said okay, but I don't want to be billed, and I just want to come on and sing and come off. This is not a springboard. This is something really personal. And I would never, and probably will never, ever perform that music, you know, as I got my own music.
Right.
And then after that, that's how I met Gary Lucas.
Gary was playing there also with Gods and Monsters, or
no, he was by himself. You know, he was playing with somebody. He was collaborating with Julia Hayward, really great performance artist in New York.
Were you surprised by the reaction, and were you leery of the reaction?
Leery and not surprised, no.
Yeah.
As I didn't think it had anything to do with me at all. There's a I don't really dig talking about this subject, but my friend Bill Flanagan wrote this really loving article about me, and I came on the stage and he said he heard Tim Buckley's haunted voice. And if that's the impression I gave to people, it was purely, it's not his voice, and it's not my voice. It's the voice that's been passed down through every man in the family. His father, I found out, sang. He had a beautiful voice.
Wow.
It's just an Irish thing. You wouldn't understand.
Is it hard for you to sing like this? Or is it physically demanding? Or, I mean, you really...
It's emotionally demanding.
Yeah.
It's everything. Everything's connected, and yeah, it's hard sometimes, but some things are really easy. Just depends on what you feel.
Is it hard to get to a place where you can get inside these songs every time you do it? I mean, here we are, you know, it's kind of a bland room, and I'm here and nothing else.
I don't know. I mean, you can tell somebody I love you anywhere, really. But it's probably from learning from just by doing, like, what the difference between a real distraction and what you don't have to worry about. Real distractions are internal, really. You could drive, you know, cattle by my stage and I wouldn't mind. Some people do.
I'm interested in what vocalists you listen to. I heard you're a Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan fan.
Nusrat Fateh Ali, he's awesome. We were just listening to him on the way up. He's my Elvis. All kinds of people I fell in love with, you know. Fell in love with Billie Holiday. But I'm usually totally out of step. Like, usually it's like a crowd of people dig something at one time, and I'm into it way before or completely after, when it's totally not cool.
Right.
You know, I'm always completely out of step. It's really pathetic. And music has to happen to people in a moment, you know, and then it gets in the bloodstream. You need it physically.
You need that discovery, too, on your own.
Yeah, which is why videos are... I'm not making a video for this album. Mm-hmm. I'm not making it because it's... I love visuals, and I will do something visual. I mean, I'm totally in love with them, but they're commercials for the album, and I wouldn't want that to be the object. Actually, everybody stay away from the television. Just get a book. Turn on the radio.
Now, along those lines, you had all these people coming to see you in New York, kind of waving money at you, I guess. You kind of resisted until you felt right about it, I guess. Was that... I mean, there's a lot of questions about what's going on there that you probably had to answer for yourself. Was it difficult to pick Sony?
No. It was a dilemma. It's always a dilemma for everyone. Everybody who I know gets signed. Mm-hmm. You know, the rules that are set up, the way that it's structured for a certain kind of artist to really, really succeed heavily, and some others really not to do anything. And also, sometimes I have a pretty black soul sometimes. And I'll stay away from things, like that will bring out the cynic in me, like the music business.
Precious silver and gold, and pearls in oysters' flesh, dropped on we to the servant.